Picture the scene. You've been in the airport lounge for 3 hours and boarding time's coming up. Those blue skies you've been looking at have been replaced by an incoming storm. And then you find out you're boarding from a bus gate. Yes, that's rain you can hear on the terminal roof. So we arrived at the gate and then we found out the storm had stopped departures and arrivals, so we were delayed. We waited there and I wondered why the gate staff had a shopping trolley full of what looked like sponges. Boarding was called about 45 minutes late and then the gate staff started handing each of us a disposable rain mac, so they weren't sponges. We boarded the bus and there was a separate bus for business class, and you can see that by now the rain has stopped. It was a nice touch that the Macs were handed out, and even better was the fact that we got to see the A350 up close on the tarmac in the dry. So let's get on. I'm going to talk a bit about the crew on this flight when we've taken off, but for now a first look at the cabin. The layout is a 1-2-1 formation, so everyone's got direct aisle access. Okay, the seat features. Cupboard there with power port, USB, the remote and the headphone socket. And then the smaller cubby at the side, magazine rack with in-flight magazine, and then the seat controls just below. Tray table pulls towards you, it's very sturdy, and then it can be moved whilst deployed and then back in position. The armrest has got the headphones in there, and then the armrest can be pulled up for comfort. There's a reading light, loads of legroom when seated, and another small storage cubby down there. Pre-departure drinks were served from a tray selection, and then it was time to depart.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard this Air China flight.
客舱内不要充气，离开飞机前再打开充气阀门。充气不足时，可使用电工证。
Once we reached cruising altitude, the crew came round and closed everybody's window shades. This was despite it being a completely daylight flight. They saw me staring out of mine and therefore just bypassed me. What do you think about crew closing window shades? Let me know in the comments below. So about the crew. This was our 4th Air China flight on this trip, and the crew on the other 3 had been exemplary. But on this flight, not so good. Meal ordering was very disorganised, and one crew member seemed constantly agitated, leading to her being quite rude over a misunderstanding when ordering. After that, the service was, shall we say, efficient, but just without the enthusiasm seen on the first 3 flights. A shame, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker for booking again. Now back to the flight. A nice pair of slippers, and an amenity kit with all the usual suspects in there. Even though we departed almost an hour late, we still landed 18 minutes ahead of our 8 PM schedule. Okay, hot towels came out, then drinks and nuts, and then the first meal service. The full menu is available through a link in the description. What do you think about this meal? I really like the duck pancakes plus the stuffed tomatoes, so I was quite pleased. Entertainment system was responsive and overall I would say exceeded my expectations. Plenty of choices. I did try the Wi-Fi on the previous flight, but all it allowed you to do was stream the entertainment system on your own device. Headphones, they were comfortable but the noise cancelling wasn't very good. Here's the loo. There was a fold down bench for getting changed, some basic amenities, but the toilets were always kept spotless. The pillow was nice for sleeping and there was a fairly thick blanket as well. This is the foot cubby in bed mode. Actually it felt like there was more room than it looks there. And an overhead shot of the bed. No individual events. I did love the in-flight map, but fully customizable and loads of information on there if you wanted it. Okay, next meal time. This was a light snack about 2 hours before landing. Small seafood salad, bit of fruit and some dory fish with vegetables and rice. Even though it was overcast, we got some great views of London on the way into runway 27 right at Heathrow. Full approach is linked in the description. So we had taken 4 business class flights between London and Tokyo, with an overnight stay in Beijing on the way out. I would definitely fly Air China again. The ticket price for all that was £2,105 for a flight booked in January 2024 and taken in May. I hope you found this video useful. Please stay tuned for in the future. I've got flights booked with Singapore Airlines and Etihad in business class and Ryanair in first. Thank you and I'll see you next time.